Undisputed.
Hi, everybody. Happy TGIF and welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles this morning. I'm Jen Hale here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, Jen.
Stop looking across the table. Don't worry about what I got. Jeez. Let me just have stuff. Let me have my space. This is mine, Skip. You can't. I don't want you to look over here. I don't want you to put anything over here. This is my side of the table. You don't see me looking over there.
I have never seen you do this much research for the first topic of the show, which should indicate you are in big trouble today. And by the way, did you see my guy Zion last night? He went with the no-tie look.
He was copying you. I thought it was very clear.
I think it was very clear.
Kid, I think he could copy somebody else from 16 years ago, but that's none of my business.
It was a good
I don't
mix
think
of
he
the two.
did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Combining LeBron and Skip.
So,
Channel
how are you?
both.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
All right, guys, let's get started this morning, and we're going to begin with the draft. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, the Pelicans down in New Orleans drafted Zion Williamson #1 overall last night. That was basically a lock for months, right? Yep. And the next two picks were equally unsurprising. Morant went #2 to the Grizzlies, and Zion's former Duke teammate R.J. Barrett 3rd overall to the Knicks.
Wow.
Shannon, out
Yes.
of these three college stars, who do you think will have the best pro career?
Whew. This is really tough for me, Skip.
It's tough
It
for
is.
you?
It is. Because you think it's a slam dunk. I do not. And I was looking at it, Skip. There have been 53 #1 overall draft picks. Only 10 have won a championship with the original team that drafted them. You got to go back all the way to LeBron.
Okay.
So, and I'm looking at these rosters. But for me, I'm going to say slightly, I believe Morant. Because right now, I believe he can do more things than the other two guys. Can not only can he score the ball, he's the first guy since they started keeping assists to be a 20 and 10. So he reminds you a lot of Russell Westbrook with his athleticism, his ability to get to the rack and finish at the rim. He's a better shooter than Russ. And the thing that I like most about him, Skip, is that he allows the game to come to him. If he needs 30, he'll go get 30, but he won't force it.
Okay.
If he needs to get 15, 20 assists, he'll give you that, but he won't force it. Okay. I love that about the guy. R.J. Barrett, watching him, sometimes I thought he forced it. I thought he sped himself up trying to do too much. Maybe, he heard all the praise and everything that was going on around Zion.
Good point.
He's like, I need some of that shit
Good
too,
point.
bro.
You finally made a good one. I like that one.
And Zion, the thing is, Skip, for me, is that looking at his game, 3/4 of his points came in the restricted area. And 37% came outside. So the further you started moving outside the paint, that's not a good sign. And see, you got upset at Coach K because at the end of the game, they always put the ball in R.J. Barrett's hand.
Or maybe he put it in
No,
his own hands. I don't know.
no.
But somebody did.
No.
You know?
College basketball is about the college coaching.
It is. I agree
NBA
with that.
basketball is about the players.
Correct.
So Coach K was putting it in his hands for a reason.
Okay.
Now, Zion went to the better team. I believe he has the better of the two, the three coaches that got these players. But for me, I'm going to say Morant slightly because I believe he can do more things earlier. His game is tailor-made, really, because he can shoot the basketball. He can score. He shot 36% from the three-point line. Russ, in the year he won the MVP, only shot 34%. Now, the college three-point line is a little closer. But for me, Skip, I'm going to take Ja slightly. Because I believe right now, because he can do more things than the other two guys. I think R.J. Barrett is just a scorer. So for me, I'm gonna say Morant.
Okay. Are you suggesting that Zion will also go to the better team with more help?
Yeah, he does have that. Absolutely.
Okay.
You look at, he has Ingram, he has Holiday, he has Lonzo Ball. Peyton has like 8, 9 triple doubles. Yes, I believe he went to the better team. Absolutely, 100%.
Although I will remind you that Drew Holiday was there for 6 years with this guy named Anthony Davis. You love this guy, Anthony Davis. He's transcendent, right? And with Drew Holiday as his sidekick, or maybe his co-star, if you want to go that far, they were together in the games they played. They were sub 500. So
you said Drew Holiday isn't any good? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying he made, how many All-Star teams did he make?
He made one.
For the Pelicans. He made 0.
How many?
He did make one long time ago in Philadelphia.
How many all defensive teams he made?
Well,
is he any good?
Well, he's pretty good. I'm not sure he made an all-defense.
Yeah, first team.
Yeah, first team.
First.
Okay, he did make one of those.
Yeah, one.
Okay, so here's the point.
Okay.
I love Ja Morant's point guard skills. I was on the record to you after the Marquette game in the NCAAs. I'm sold on that part of his game. He is ambidextrous in his passing to the point that as I watch him, I forget whether he's left-handed or right-handed because he's right-handed. But he can play left-handed just as well as he can play right-handed. He is a gifted passer. He's another one of those. We've had so many of them lately. It's starting to be twice or three a generation instead of once a generation because now we're getting too many Lonzos and Jaws. And okay, so it's a couple of generations. But he's one of those guys, can't teach it, can't coach it. And I will give you this. His explosiveness at the rim is Westbrookian. I will give you that. He does shoot it well, but I'm a little concerned because it's Trae Young-like, it's feet on the floor set shooting. He doesn't have, to me, a jump shot. Maybe he will teach himself one. Maybe he will be taught one. But I'm a little concerned because Trae Young has a hard time getting his shot off at the next level.
I know another guy that shoots a shot that doesn't get his feet off the ground. You know him, Skip Bayless?
6'7".
I didn't say it.
6'7" tall as Lonzo Ball. This kid is 6'2"-ish, somewhere in there. So here's the bottom line to Ja Morant. In the games I watched at Murray State, he played little to no defense. You were making a case he's going to be better than a kid who's now a New Orleans Pelican who will make multiple first-team all-defenses and will win multiple Defensive Players of the Year in the NBA, and that is Zion Williamson. Multiple. Okay. This kid, I have not seen him play any defense. He doesn't even try. In fact, maybe he's watching LeBron and he decides, well, the way you do it is you rest on the other end of the floor, right? I'll save all of my energy for offense.
I got this made 5 or 6 first teams all defensive.
Once upon a time.
Okay.
Once upon a time. But again, Ja's just coming of age. So the LeBron he knows over the last, say, 3 years plays no defense.
Well, what guy you know, Skip, in NBA history was playing great defense year 14, 15, and 16?
Michael Jordan?
No, he wasn't. Just Michael was out of the league. He played 14 years, remember?
Yeah.
And he took 4 years off. But that's none of my business. I don't even know why I brought it up.
We do his age 34 season.
You can't do it.
LeBron was age 34 last year, and Michael's age 34 season. He made first team All-NBA defense. First team at age 34. How do you do that?
But at age 34, LeBron has played 20,000 more minutes.
Oh, so he's running out of gas? Oh, my God. How many excuses do we need? I thought he was Iron Man. I thought he was miles ahead of Michael Jordan in understanding fitness and nutrition, right?
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
14 at 34 for LeBron. 16 at 34 for LeBron. And 34 with Michael, it was totally different.
So the guy you just made a case will be better than Zion is going to, night after night, have to face the Westbrooks and the Stephs and, dare I say, the Mike Conley Juniors.
Yeah.
And
who your guy gonna have to face?
He's going to get terrorized by those point guards, in part because what did he refer to himself as? And I love Ja. I think he's a good kid.
God.
He called himself a point god. I'm the point. No, remember Chris Haynes said, "You're a point guard." No, I'm the point god. And Chris had to ask him, huh? Like what? Point god?
Oh no.
Okay, you don't think the Westbrooks they haven't made a little mental note of the point guard?
So has LeBron James, so has Anthony Davis. All those, that's where he got to go again.
Okay.
The Paul Georges.
So you still sticking with that? Better than Zion? Okay, let's do RJ, shall we?
Yes.
RJ Barrett is being dramatically overrated by Knicks fans because I'll give you this. He's a Carmelo Anthony type, but he's a poor man's Carmelo. And I don't even know what to make of Carmelo's career at this point because RJ Barrett is a ball-hogging ball stopper. He is a high-volume shooter who makes a low percentage of his shots. You love that? Because I don't love that. Again, I have a fairly small sample size, but I watched very closely Zion, RJ, Duke. Big stage, big game, right? Starting off with Kentucky on opening night. Who took over the Kentucky game? Oh, it was Zion. What happened in all 3 big games that I watched? Big games was Gonzaga at Maui. Happened to watch this one because I did. I watched it very carefully. Zion has the clutch gene. I'm not so sure about RJ. I see zero clutch gene in him, so he'll shoot it. He's a
volume shooter now. He's a volume shooter.
He will jack it, but I don't know about making these shots because every time Zion had the ball in his hands in a key situation, such as 1:41 left against Gonzaga, he made a jump shot. It's like a 12-foot jump shot. You say he can't shoot. I don't know. He made that one.
12 feet.
And
wow.
That tied the game at 87. And that was the only shot that Zion took down the stretch against a very good Gonzaga team in a big stage game at Maui in the early part of the season. Last 4:30, that's the last shot that he took. RJ, in the final 1:41 of that game, took 4 shots and missed all 4 of those shots. Mm-hmm. And Gonzaga hung on to win that game. Hashimura, who went pretty high last night, made a shot. And in that game, RJ was 9 of 25, 1 of 4 from 3, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. I don't know. Then how about the UNC game? It cost you another case of Diet Dew, but in the ACC tournament, what happened down the stretch of that game? Do you remember that one?
Dunk and put back.
Oh, he put it right back, didn't he? But it was a big putback because it put him up 1. And down the stretch, RJ took 2 shots and missed both of them. And then with 12 seconds left, Carolina intentionally fouled RJ and sent him to the free throw line. And at that point, Carolina was down only 1 point, and RJ bricked both of them. Yeah. He missed both of them. Remember that? It killed you.
Well, they fouled him at Michigan State. Remember?
All right.
He had a chance to tie the ball game and missed one.
I was going to get there. That was the third game. and what happened? Zion, 141. That's the magic number here. Took and made his last shot. He drove it and banked it home, and that put Duke up 3 points at that point. And down the stretch, RJ missed 2 late shots with 50 seconds left and 12 seconds left. And they were open shots. He missed a jump shot and a 3-point shot. And then to your point, he had a free throw that this is it to tie the game. And he missed the first one. He made the second one, but he's going to have to make both of them to tie.
He tried to miss the second one.
He tried to miss it and it went.
And he made it.
Okay.
Hold on, but you keep telling me about all this about, Zion, and he made this shot and he made that shot. Now, we saw what happened to the number 1 seed in the East when their best player, who's probably going to win the MVP, couldn't make outside shots. And they built a fort around the restricted area, and he couldn't get there. Mm-hmm.